Today we'll be creating this fun Mother's Day greeting. Hi, I'm Diana, the artist behind My McDoodles. Welcome to my channel. Hi, welcome back. Today we're going to be drawing this fun Mother's Day greeting. I'm working in Procreate and I will be using brushes today that are available free within the Procreate app, along with some that are from my brush line. You do not need any specific brushes for this. You can use the ones that are completely free in the Procreate app, but I'll link all of the brushes in the description of this video that I'm using. I've created a canvas that's the size of my screen. It's RGB profile and the resolution needs to be at least 300 dots per inch. You can make your canvas whatever size you wish, just make sure your resolution is at 300 dpi. So I thought we would make this really cute lettering that says like, "Thanks, Mom." You can make it say whatever you wish and just follow the same steps that I'm going to be showing you in this tutorial. I'm going to be using the text feature that's in Procreate to make things a little more simplified and to speed things along. So I'm going to go up here to the Actions menu, which is the wrench, push Add Text, and then you'll see this text box pop up on the screen where you can edit your font and sizing and everything. If you already know what color you want your text to be, it's a little easier if you pick it right off the bat, but it's always something you can change later, so it's not a huge deal if it's just like black text that you want to colorize later. So I know I want mine to be pink. I can edit the font here, like while it's highlighted. I just go over here to the little letters on the side there to access this menu. And I'm choosing this Arial Rounded Empty Bold. It's free with the app, so you should have the same menu. You can always import fonts here too if you want to use like a custom one. You can just import font and add your fonts in. But I'm going to go with this one that's free with the app. And I only want this to be the first letter, so I'm going to make it just a T. So you can push on the little keyboard thingy. I'm going to erase that out. It happens to already be a T. And then I want it to be a little bigger, so I need to go back into my menu and just make it as big as possible. You have to have it selected to be able to resize it. And the menu's popping up here, or you can go here. Either way is fine. You'll get to the same menu. So I'm just going to make it as big as possible and push done. So just scooch it over here, and then I need to make an H. I'm just going to duplicate my text layer there, just scoot it over, and then edit my text either by double tapping it or going up here to the menu and pressing Edit Text. But you still have to double tap it to select it, so probably faster just to double tap it in the first place. Okay, and then I want to make my A, and I'll just go through and make each letter one at a time. And I've run out of room, but that's okay. You can just select all of these by swiping to the right and making sure it's highlighted in blue. And then when you have everything you need to resize selected, you can just change it here. And it's just going to change the text size. It's not going to pixelate it or anything. I just want to make the canvas a little bigger here so I can see what I'm doing, but it's like resizing the text. Okay, that's okay. So if I can just change the text size by dragging this bigger or smaller, and then when it looks good, just deselect it, and you can see it's still editable text, so it didn't affect anything there, and it's still crisp because it deals with fonts in a different way than if you were to resize like your artwork, where it will become blurry and pixelated. But as long as this is still considered a text layer, which you can tell by this letter A designating text versus like art, then you can resize it without it affecting anything. Okay, and my last letter is S. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of get that centered up a little bit. You can make sure it's perfectly centered. Wait, I'm having trouble today. Things are like moving all over the page here. You can make sure it's perfectly centered by clicking the snapping and then turning on magnetics and snapping and turning the distance and velocity all the way to max, and then it'll snap to the center of the canvas and the sides, so you can get it perfectly arranged on your page. Now sometimes it's a little temperamental and it doesn't like perfectly snap. So whenever you see the yellow line, you know it's good. A lot of times when I lift my finger, it like moves, which is completely annoying. So if that happens to you and like see now I have it perfectly snapped, I know if I lift my finger, it's gonna move like it just moved. Sometimes Procreate can be a little bit annoying or glitchy or temperamental. So you can see it's a little tricky for me to get it where both the yellow lines are showing. When you see it and you think it's good, then you can just push this arrow to deselect it with your other hand, and then it will release it. So you don't have to like worry about when you lift your finger, it's going to move things. In this case, it's not like that huge of a deal, but if you were making a pattern or something, if it moves even like 1 pixel, it messes up your pattern. You get like these white lines through it and stuff. So it's just something to keep in mind as you're working in this app. Okay, so this looks pretty good to me. I kind of wanted to make it like 3-dimensional though. So I wanted to make the exact same lettering in like a reddish color and like kind of drop it to the side and down a little bit so it looks like my letters are 3-dimensional. So since I need to keep these all in individual layers, I'm going to do it one at a time. If I were going to just make the word thanks like all one flat layer, then I would just merge all these down together and then recolor my thanks and then drop it down that way. But I need them to be all in individual layers because I want my lettering to be kind of like woven through the letters. Hope that makes sense. You'll see what I mean in a sec. So to do that, I am going to just duplicate each letter so that I have 2 of every single one, just by swiping to the left and pressing duplicate. Now I want the bottommost one to be like red. So I'm going to choose a light color red from my palettes here. And I want it to be like this kind of like light reddish orange kind of color. So I'm going to choose that, and then I'll go in and click edit text and then double tap it to highlight it and then change it to that color. You can't see that it's changed because this one is obscuring it, but if you deselect it, you can see it did work. So I'll do that for each one. Let's take a short break to talk about this awesome paper texture screen protector. You might have noticed there's almost no glare on this iPad screen when I'm filming tutorials, and that's because of my paper-like screen protector. It really reduces the glare significantly, and that also helps with like eye strain when you're drawing on your iPad, and it gives you that nice like grippy feel as you're drawing across the screen like actual paper, which I love. Check out the link in the description for where you can get your paper texture screen protector for your iPad. Okay, so now we have our letters all in pink and then all in red. I want to group up, not group up, but select all of my red ones. And I know it's the bottommost letter of each one, each THANKS. And so I'm just going to swipe right on those layers to select them. So now they're all blue. I know that those are the ones that I have like grabbed here. So then I just want to move my letters maybe like a little bit down and to like the left or right. It's a little easier if you turn off the snapping so that it's not like kind of going wherever it wants to go. You have more control over it. So I think that looks good. And again, the trick where if you lift your finger and the thing scooches, you might want to just go up here and press the arrow with your other finger 2 times and then it deselects it. And I think that I like this. So what I'll do is I'll group up each individual letter now. So I'll group up my T's into a little folder, my H's, A, N, K, S. Okay. So the next part, it seems like it's going to be tricky, but it's not as complicated as it looks. So I want my word, I'm going to write like mom. So I know I want the letters to kind of like weave in and out of the thanks. So I want this one to be like in front of the black lettering, and then I want the M to be in front of the H, this to be behind. We might make it like come through the opening of the A, and then the O is going to be in front of the N, I didn't line it up perfectly here with my example, but and then this M is going to be like showing here, like, and then this last piece will be in front of the S. So I want it to be like it's weaving through the word thanks. This is layer 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I know I want this one to be in front of my black lettering. So this will be like forwards. This one's going to be behind it, and then it just alternates from there. So I have to arrange my layers so that my T, A, and K are in a folder, and my H, N, and S are in a folder. So I'll go through and grab my T folder, my H folder, and then my A folder, and group those up. And it's getting a little bit like crazy now, but when things are in folders, it's still easier than when it's not, but you might want to rename these so they're not totally confusing. Or if you're happy with your like 3-dimensionality, you can just go ahead and flatten these down so you can quickly see what letter this is, and that works too. And I'm okay with flattening mine down because I like how it came out. So my T, A, and K are all in one folder, and then I'm going to do the same for my H, N, and S. So I'll select those, group them up, and then make sure they're arranged in the right order. So I want the folder with the T in it, I want that to be in front of my word mom. So it looks good. So that folder is on top, and then this folder for the other letters is behind, and then you would just make a new layer in here, and then when you write your word, it will automatically weave itself in and out of the letters all by itself without having to do like any erasing or anything like that. So if you wanted it to be like a little bit extra special, maybe you could make this look like the O is like coming through the opening for the letter A. Now this is a destructive method, or you could mask it. What you could do to make it so it's not completely destructive is duplicate your A, so you have like a backup copy saved. Select mom by tapping on that layer and pushing select. Go to your letter A that's still like clicked on, and you're still like the word mom is still selected, so you're still okay, and tap on the letter A, click the eraser tool. I'm going to use the eraser Monoline. It's in the calligraphy section of the brush library. It's free with Procreate, and then just erase out that little bit, and then it looks like it's like woven through the letter A, and I think that makes it kind of cute and special. And then you still have your backup letter A in case something goes awry with this. You still have like your original save, so it's not that big of a deal. And if you want to, you could add like a little flower or something, as long as you work in the layers that's in between the thanks lettering, then you can add whatever you want and it'll just weave itself in between the thanks. So why don't we make like a little flower? So I think that looks kind of cute. So that's pretty cute. And then maybe just make like a flower here. So that looks kind of cute. I think I'll just resize it a little, and since you have it arranged properly, it's kind of easy to see like where it looks the best as far as like weaving in and out of the lettering. I hope this project was fun for you and you had some fun making a thank you card for mom. You can make all kinds of cute cards, stickers, all kinds of stuff. So I'd love to see what you created. If you post your work on Instagram, you can tag me at my McDoodles, and I would love to see what you came up with for this. Before you go, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next fun tutorial. I'll have another fun video for you up here that you might be interested in, and I will see you next time. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!